Joining me now is consumer journalist Helen Dewdney, also known as the Complaining Cow, although I would be much too polite to call anyone any such name. But Helen, lovely to see you. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm all right. So here we have the Waitrose boss saying, don't blame us, mate. You know, if we're selling you gigantic Easter eggs, if we're selling you lots of processed food, if we're selling you all sorts of pizza and trifle and jelly and ice cream, it's only because you want to buy it. Otherwise, we wouldn't sell it. And you also said if you were prepared to pay much more money for more sort of healthy, less processed, different kinds of food, we would provide you with them. So it's all our fault and not the fault of Dr. Evil, the supermarkets. How do you feel about that, Helen?
Well, I think he's got a point, but I mean, was there ever anybody saying that they're Dr. Evils for not selling this and selling that? You know, I love chocolate. I know it's not good for me. I still eat it every day. You know, from that point of view, he is absolutely right. But I think what consumers want to see is make sure that there's a breakdown of actually what the nutrients are in meals and where our food is coming from. But there is a lot of education out there. So I think it is for customers and consumers to decide what it is they want. But it is about choice. If there is more choice there, then people will be able to buy other things.
The other thing he said that was quite interesting is that people only read 7 words as they process from the car park or the bus stop or whatever it is into the supermarket, around all the aisles, through the checkout and back out again. In other words, that supermarkets can't influence us. They're not there to educate us or persuade us to do what we shouldn't be doing, or even persuade us to do what we should be doing and eat what we should be eating, because we don't take in much information when we're going around the supermarket. Do you think that is true, or do you think supermarkets could use their influence to push us towards the fruit and vegetables and away from the refined carbohydrates?
Well, it's a difficult one, isn't it? I think they put other tactics into place, you know, like the smell of cooking bread and you know, coffee or whatever as you walk through the door. So I think it isn't just about words. And I think supermarkets push what they want. They put to the end of the aisles the offers. They push what they want to sell. So I think people certainly go on automatic pilot. They've got their lists. They want to be in and out of that supermarket as quickly as possible. So I think some supermarkets do have some sway in which way we're going and whether things are moved, and then we have to go a different way. So that tactics are used, I think, in the way that we shop.
I think some of the kind of opprobrium directed at supermarkets in recent times has been the cost of living crisis, coupled with this feeling that if the supermarkets had the will, they would be able to bring down the prices of the most essential foods. And they haven't done it. They could have done it. And they've been lent on in other countries like France, for example, to do so. But in this country, we haven't brought pressure on them. Government hasn't brought pressure on them. And so they haven't done it. And so people's food shop has been increasingly absorbing more and more of their total income.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And I think that's more of the story that perhaps they're trying to detract from. So actually, it is about, we saw some of the prices of things going up and the basics more than inflation. Why was that? You know, there was never really a clear answer to that. And we're not seeing the prices come down at the speed that we would expect them to. So no, I do think that there is a lot there that actually people are more concerned about the prices than anything else.
Isn't it true, though, that we also trust our supermarkets more deeply and dearly than we trust God, more deeply than we trust the banks, more deeply than we trust the church? You know, if you say, you know, where do you really believe? It's the great God of Tesco and Sainsbury's, isn't it?
I don't know. I think it's convenience. People are, you know, time poor, so I think it's whatever is convenient, whatever is. You know, look at the amount of online shopping there is now. So with the supermarkets, it's literally you go to your favourites and you order what you normally order. So I think it's very much convenience for people. Whether we're seeing a little bit less loyalty and more price comparison as people are trying to bring their prices down, then I think, or trying to bring their cost of their supermarket shop down, I think we are seeing people become a little bit more savvy and less loyal.
So do you think it's okay for the Waitrose boss to say, not our fault, you know, you want to eat a great big custard pie, mate, that's your fault, not my responsibility. I'm only giving it to you because you said you wanted it. Here you go.
Well, I think, you know, he's got a point, hasn't he? So if the supermarkets sell what people want, and I think it is up to consumers, you know, as I said earlier, you know, I know that I shouldn't be eating a lot of chocolate, but I do, you know, and I would be really quite cross if the supermarket wasn't selling it. So I think, you know, that we are limited in what we're being offered. So we need to maybe see supermarkets trialing a few more things. You know, we would like to see less sugar in cereals, for example. So we do want to see more work in that area.
Helen, thank you
But
very
that's
much.
what we
Good to
need to
see
see.
you.